Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Customs. Today we're going to do some work on the lawnmower. This is my Dixon Ram 50. Been a great mower, but finally I believe a deck bearing gave out on it. So I've got the drive belt disconnected. So we're going to pull this deck out from underneath here and just see what we got to work with and what we need to buy. First things first. I got some 9/16 screws here. I believe this thing is held by this chain link on each side, this pivot point, then we got this big bar that pulls out. I think that's all that holds it. Never had the deck off of this yet, so I just don't know. So we're going to find out together. Alright. Run over to the other side right quick. Alright, I got the other side. And on the other side, when you take this here loose, take your screwdriver in there and pop that out, because all of this spring pressure is on that one side and that thing slams back. So make sure you get your hand out of the way. Now this big bar right here that holds everything, there's a pin on the other side. Just pull it, and then I assume all you got to do is pull this bar out. And the deck is loose, yay or nay. And yes it is. Now I got to figure out, try to pull it out. I'm going to try to pull it out this side if I can. There we go, let's get her up here on the spot. Alright guys, now y'all can see the center one right here. It's our bad boy. Go ahead and loosen this tensioner and get that belt off of there. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah. Well, leave it laying over there. Yeah, I'm going to say that was pretty messed up. But these, there's no problem with these. Yeah, these are fantastic. We'll grease them some. All of them have grease fittings. And yeah, I kept this one greased, but it's just one of them things. It is what it is, right? Yeah, there's one of the bearing falls out of that thing. Alright, well let me get some of this cleaned up here and we'll get this apart and then we'll see if we can go find one. Alright guys, now we get the deck off of here. Let's go ahead and take this pulley here off. This sounds pretty bad. Since we're going to run up to the lawnmower store and try to find one of these, if he has this pulley, we'll go ahead and get it. Let's see if it's over air gun and zap it off of there. There we go. Now don't hold these with your hands. Grab some pliers or something. Go ahead and get this one off there. Put these up here so we don't lose them. back and forth. If he doesn't have one, then we'll take this one and try our best to get some oil and grease down in it. These go. There's a keyway in there, so then we'll probably have to be pulled off with a puller. We have 4 9/16 here. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to try just this basic 2-jaw puller. You see the end's a little bit not on there. So I just put a nut up here. No, we're not reusing this, but if we was, we're using this pulley or this spindle, and we don't want the puller piece to run down in there and mess up any threads. It will tighten up. There, finally. Take a 5/8 wrench and turn it. Definitely don't want to lose that keyway. Just set it up in here. Well, that was going to be a pain too. So loose, but not loose enough where I can just pull it off there. I'll wear my hands out. Spacer. There we go. We're going to go just like that. Let's see if we can flip this deck over without dropping it on us. Then we'll try to get this blade off here. Alright, just say that's a little floppy in there. What size this is? Alright, 3/4. We're going to have to get another one. And again, don't try to hold this blade with your hand. I'll wait for some air pressure. Let me grab breaker bar. They're gonna get it rested with. Anything's tough. That was too much like actual work there. It still didn't come off. There we go. The blade's still don't look too bad. It'll just sharpen, but not bad. now, with all these 9/16s here, let's go ahead and grab a socket and see if we can pop him loose. We've got to flip over and set up on the mower. I think it'll stay still enough. Yeah, 9/16 wrench over here. Let's see if it'll do it. Alright. We want to just come out of there, we're going to sledgehammer it. It's coming.
Done.
It's coming.
There you go.
Needs a little help on the screwdriver.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, nothing but a little duct tape wouldn't fix. Alright guys, well that's how you take it apart. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right now because I got to hunt one up. We do have a local guy who repairs mowers. I'm hoping that he has one, or he'll be able to order me one. If not, we're going to have to go online and wait a little bit. But as soon as I get the other one, I'll show y'all how to put everything back together. And we're going to go ahead and get all the grease fittings and everything on this and mow some grass. Alright guys, so after going to the lawnmower store, this part is not available. It's nowhere. I mean, they searched everywhere. And I trust these people as far as what they say. And I want to throw them a thanks for all the help they did throw out. A1 lawnmower repair down in Bradeville. It's just about 15 minutes away from me. Good people. But what they did manage to end up doing, they got me a new belt. They got the idler pulley ordered. And they got me just the bearing assembly for this. So what we're going to have to do is get this apart, which it looks like it's, well, yeah, them bearings are so bad. There we go, yeah, that was lovely. But as you can see, these are the bearings right here. And there is a spacer. Let me get closer, you can actually see it. Bearing, spacer, bearing. So what we have to do is press these off of here, clean up that shaft and reuse it all. And also the same here. Now, well, y'all can see that down in there. There's the rest of the bearing assembly down in there. We got to get all of that pressed out or sledgehammered out, whichever way we can accomplish it. Now the shaft goes through here, so the bearing's going to come out that way. Yeah, there right there is going to be one tight fit, I can tell you that. Well, enough yapping about it. Let me get something figured out, and we'll get these bad boys here pressed off of this shaft. Alright guys, here's what I'm having to do. I have a press and I've got the bender with hydraulics and stuff. I have nothing to fit these in order to, you know, press them off there. So I took the grinder and cut into it, which does relieve some of the pressure on it. And believe it or not, took the hammer and chisel and I actually moved that first one. Got the, this came off the top. I'm not sure if it's a spacer or part of the bearing, but we're going to see what is what. That's a lot easier than I thought it would be. The spacer. We'll set everything off the way that it came. Now if I can see if I can just get this back one here. Alright guys, this back one is not moving on at all. We'll have to try something else here. I have this bearing tool. Basically it's supposed to split things. See if we can make it work on something like this. Anything that makes it work, y'all, that's what you use. Get that in there good in the center. Oh, that looks good. Thing's tight. Don't seem to be really getting in there. Let's cheat a little bit. Moving it now. Now I wonder if we could get this held. Just tap that down, slide that off. We'll go up to the corner here. To hold tighten her up a little more. Yeah, cool. This seems to be doing the trick. Good deal. Alright, while we're waiting on our bearings to get here, we'll take us over to the wire wheel and clean it up real nice. Alright, now next, we need to see if we can get the bearings out of this. And they all come out through the bottom. So, I got a turbo flange. Hey, it works. Seems to fit in there really nice. It'll hold that thing up. Let's just get in here with our hammer and chisel and see what kind of damage we can do. And there's the hammer. Thought I lost hammer there for a minute. Wow, that sort of went a little too easy, didn't it? That was the bottom one. Let's see how top one goes. Alright, are we thinking that this might work? pulled it right out of there. Not sure if that's all of it. We'll see here in a minute. Clean all this junk out of here. I wonder if it can come out. There we have it. One bearing goes in the top, one bearing goes in the bottom. That's very important to know for when we put it back together. Alright. Well now, we'll clean this up a little bit. Besides that, we're waiting on parts. Well, since we're waiting on parts, let's go ahead and get some of our other stuff done. We have our blades here that need to be sharpened. As you can see, they're really not in that bad of a shape. So I think we can sharpen these up and they will be just, they will be fine. I use the bench grinder whenever I take them off. When not on the vehicle, I just use the die grinder. But keep it up, keep your angle the same, and grind them down till they get good and sharp. Yeah, not bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out this other side and get these other ones done, and then we'll go on to something else. Alright guys, get on them blade sharpener and sit over there, and the parts came in. Fantastic. But they ordered them for me yesterday. It was probably about 3, a little after 3, and they just come in, and it's, what, maybe 1 o'clock now, next day? Yeah, that's pretty cool. And these actually came with spacers. That's awesome. Alright, now the first thing we do, we want to get the bearing on this shaft here. Yeah, it's going to just about push on there. And it's going to need some pressing. What I've done, I've got a little bearing splitter here. It works great just to set it down in. Y'all can see. Just set it down in there like that right there. And just tap her on the way. Easy peasy. And that bearing's on there. Of course, that spacer, can't get it wrong, it's got a cut in it. Slides down right on. And now, as we know, it goes through here like this. So, run this in there. We're sitting up here nice and square. I think it might be better to do it this way. That bottomed out. Outstanding. Now, we have this next spacer. Drop it down in there. Then our next bearing. That just went a little bit too easy. But I reckon that is the way that it works. Yeah. So that fit on there, way too easy. But I'm not going to complain. It works, it works. And we did get our idler pulley also. Alright, cool. Let's go grab our other tools and get this thing put back together. Alright, we have got this bolt. Let me go ahead and get it out of there. Let's going to see on this thing. I reckon that is the only way that you can get to it. The grease fitting was always hard to get to, but I think if I clock it some other way, maybe it'll hit or something, don't want to take the chance. Alright, we've got our 9/16 that we took out. I do remember that the bottom one was a small pulley. Still got the keyway in it. It's always good to check stuff. There's a piece of the old bearing was still on there. Get it back on there with the keyway already in it. That would be nice. I don't like the way that operates, but I reckon that's the way it's made. Here, I'm trying to find a smaller hammer. Find that other keyway I put up here somewhere. Here we go. This pulley went like so. Yeah, that holds it all together. All around. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and get some grease in her. Alright, I've already greased the other ones. Feels just like them. So go. Now let's get this thing flipped back over. And we'll go ahead and get our blades on it. Alright guys, I've already flipped it, put the blades on. Now let's see if we can get everything else put together. I didn't figure y'all want to see the blades put on, that's sort of boring. Oh, we got our new idler pulley there. Ooh, that should have had a washer. No. Apparently it did not have a washer. Plenty tight enough for that. No sense of just sitting there and hammering the crap out of it. Alright. Got that thing rock and roll so far, guys. Alright, I was just rewriting a little wrong there. Sitting there looking at this, and I noticed on the bottom when I put the blade on, that this bearing set up in this thing, and I've got it all pushed together correctly, because I've done taken it apart and rechecked it. It's about 1/4 inch taller. On the bottom, I see the blade sits almost 1/4 lower than the other two blades. That's not a bad thing. I can live with it to get my motor running. But when I sit here and look at this, that's sitting up, and I'm guessing, yep, that's going to make that blade jump up and over, and I'm going to have troubles. Well, can't have that business. What we're going to have to do is space this up some. I got that figured out. Took a piece of a wrench, ground it down. Of course, it's going to be the perfect little spacer. This nut's really not going down there enough to catch, maybe. But it's going down there enough to catch. It's not enough that it's going to catch the Teflon. So, the blue Loctite's in order. Still spins perfect. Now, see how that's going to look. I think that'd be fine right there. Before, it was really riding up hard on this lip. Now, as you can see, it is not. Yeah, I think we got a good equal medium there that the belt will stay and not mess up. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and tighten this tensioner here and get it where it needs to be set. And then we'll start putting her back together. And there we go. We got her all back together. I think it's going to do just fine. Matter of fact, I'll fix to fire it up and go cut some grass. Guys, there you have it. There's how to do a deck bearing on a Dixon. And as far as taking the bearing assembly apart and putting it back together, if all you can get is just bearings, can't get the whole assembly like what happened to me, I'm sure that is very similar to most mower decks and assemblies. So, hope y'all enjoyed that and hopefully learned a little bit of something. I do appreciate you watching. If you would, please throw me down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on Patreon. And if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. And until the next one, I hope that y'all have a fantastic day.